Hello everyone, welcome to the first real proper video of 2019 for me, JT Gooner, the at-home Gooner, here on my channel, also going out via fanvibe.com. Come over and see the people over there, come and drop us all a line. It's a great place to come and chat about football and all sports really. So come check us over there. It's www.fanvibe.com. So the FA Cup, as the third round has been and gone. A couple of shocks, giant killings, whatever you want to call it. Leicester going out to Newport's a big one. Leicester a team in no real danger of going up or down in the league. Really, they're sort of a mid-table team today this season, they made a few changes. Probably took Newport a little bit too lightly, and are now out of the FA Cup. I find it strange, teams in the top four challenging for the top four, which Arsenal now are only challenging for the top four. You can understand possibly why they might be making changes for the FA Cup. They've got bigger squads for a start anyway as well, but mainly because it's another competition in January. It's more fixtures that they could probably do without. Not for me personally. I love the FA Cup, but like I say, for bigger clubs. Or clubs that are, I don't want to sound patronising, clubs that have won stuff recently or have a history of winning things, then for them to put out weakened sides, then you can understand it. But for someone like Leicester, their only real chance of silverware this year, they should probably be taking it. I mean, yeah, you've won the league a couple of years ago, but you've got to build on that. It's not just about resting on those laurels, and what a fantastic boost it would have been for Leicester in particular as a club as well, after everything that's happened to them this season, to have a cup run. I think Claude Puel's he's missed a chance there a bit, and then you got today, the other side of it is Liverpool. They made some changes now. Again, right, this is an Arsenal fan talking, right? So what do I know, especially anymore? But I think that Liverpool and Tottenham this year should sack off Europe. I've said it. There you go. Liverpool got to the Champions League final last year, so they're probably thinking, we could probably do it again this year. And Spurs are going to be enjoying it. Again, I'm a Gooner, right? This is coming from a football fan's perspective. If it were me, and this is not a dig, but we hadn't won a trophy, especially the league trophy, in such a long time, I wouldn't be concentrating on Europe. There are teams in Europe at the moment, your Barcelona's and Real Madrid's, AC Milan's, whatever, big clubs, that have got more chance of winning the European competition than you have, and surely your bread and butter has got to be the Premier League. Now, I'm not saying, when I say sack it off, I'm not saying deliberately go out there and throw the game or go out to lose, but I wouldn't be putting all my eggs. I would be putting all my eggs in the Premier League. I would, I'd be seeing the other competitions, and that includes FA Cup. Despite everything I've just said, as an Arsenal supporter, I like going to Wembley. I like the experience of winning the cup and whatnot. But surely, Tottenham this year, if you are going to sacrifice a competition as a Liverpool or a Spurs fan, you would sacrifice the FA Cup or Europe at the moment. Tottenham put out a strong. No, let's start again. Tottenham didn't put out a strong side. They put a decent side out, let's be fair. And they walloped Tranmere 7-0. Great tweet from Rodney Marsh having a little pop about them bringing on Harry Kane. He called them classless. It was interesting for someone in the media to be quite so vocal, really. Go and check it out. Rodney Marsh, he had a lot of grief since for saying it. But I think that's where Tottenham should be focusing, the FA Cup and League. If they could imagine if they did the double. What a season! It's something they need to have domestic success before going on to Europe. I'm not being mean. I'm not being nasty. I'm not being a gooner. That's where they should be going before trying to think about taking on European competition. Now, yes, they've done better than us in recent years when they've got into the European competition. There might be a little bit of that now, I don't know, but I genuinely think not. I think it's just, for me personally, I think if I was that sort of a supporter, that's where I'd be going. So I wouldn't be too disappointed if I was a Liverpool fan today. It's a roundabout way of trying to get to it. You lost to Wolves. It was a screamer from Neves. You made a few changes, so you take your chance, you roll the dice. That's what comes up, And it's the same thing for Arsenal. Okay, let's get on to Arsenal a little bit quickly. This is a bit different for me. I'm not focusing just on Arsenal at the moment for this one because it'll be in the FA Cup. But we went to Brighton. It's a potential banana skin. I don't know if you saw it, but the pitch was not in the best of conditions. Why would it be? I'm not saying it's Premier League level. It was a bit of a field, to be honest. But that's what the FA Cup's about. It's about players coming out and playing on pitches that they're not used to. It's about conditions that you're not used to in terms of the stadium. Some of these players, Mesut Ozil, he wasn't there, but he's used to it now. He's played in the FA Cup. But Aubameyang, you can be like, what is this? From everything, from fans sitting on top of team coaches down to, like I say, the way the pitch was bobbly and whatnot. Now, he's not going to be used to playing in those sort of conditions. So, learning experience for them. Obviously, Aubameyang didn't play, but this is what I'm trying to get at. This is where it was a potential banana skin, right? So Liverpool and Spurs and Arsenal, very different set of results around the FA Cup, and for Arsenal, I've seen a lot of grief. Eddie Nketiah has been getting a bit of grief. Even Joe Willock, I'm not going to talk about the other channel that does a fan channel, but the video they put up with the headline about Joe Willock was disrespectful. Anyway, it was designed to get clicks and likes and traffic, which I don't like. We can all be critical. We can all do those things when it's needed, and it's all right saying that, giving everyone a voice. But sometimes it's about how you put that across, and that wasn't done. There was no need for that. And Eddie Nketiah, he's been getting grief for yesterday's game, for Saturday's game. This is a young kid, again, coming through the Arsenal youth team isn't like it used to be. I imagine with like your Tony Adamses and your Paul Davises and Michael Thomases and that lot. Even back then, the stand in the first division football pitches weren't that great. These kids are playing nowadays. Are playing on billiard table style pitches, right? They're not used to the style of football pitches that they were playing on at the weekend. And I'd be more worried if someone like Eddie was not getting into positions that he was trying to get into. He was snatching at chances. He's a kid. He wants to make his name in the Arsenal first team. Give him a break. Yeah, it's about supporting your team. It's not about getting out here. Again, it's ridiculous because I'm doing this to you guys on there now, but it's not about social media. It's not about it's not about, we can't make a change in that respect. This for me is just my voice it's almost like a video diary of a season for a supporter. But to come on, I'll criticise players. I will, of course I will. And, there'll be performances and situations during the rest of the season where I'm not going to be happy. But when he's doing his level best, and every striker in the world will go through periods where they're not hitting the target because they're snatching at it. When one comes, it will flow. Go back years, Ian Wright, I got his video, you watch that and that's what he says. Sometimes you're trying too hard. Like when he broke the record, it was a tap-in. He said all those times he was busting himself to try and get the goal, when it did finally come, it was a tap in from 2 yards. You know, and it was like before that he was trying too hard for the ball to go in, it wouldn't go in. So Eddie needed to just calm down, and maybe he needed a stronger, bigger vocal captain that's been there and done it and whatnot to see him through that game. But I was happy that he was getting in those positions, because he was getting those positions with the players he had around with on Saturday. Imagine if he did come into the team and play with the bigger players that are more used to playing those type of balls on the better conditions. You know, he's got something there for me, to be honest, and I think we put too much pressure. What didn't help him was when he came on last year and scored the 2 goals that helped us win a tie against Norwich. Suddenly everyone starts thinking, bang, Michael Owen, you know, or Jesus, you know, Gabriel Jesus. He's one of those sort of players. He's not. He's Eddie Nketiah. Let him progress at his own pace. And like I say, Joe Willock, he's doing what he's doing, you know, and good luck to him. Maybe Blackpool is his level. Maybe we don't know, you know. But to say he's not Arsenal first team level, as people have said on Twitter, is ridiculous, because he was in the Arsenal first team yesterday, yeah, and he will be better than most of the people watching this video, both of you. But it's just about time that fans started to go back and realise. And this is why I like Fan Vibe, because a lot of everyone that I've dealt with and spoke to and chatted to, and they get it. They're not the eggs. They're not the idiots. These people out here that understand football and watch football and get it on not a different level. That sounds rubbish, but it's about understanding that it's not always going to go right. Football's cyclical, yeah, and that's another reason why I think Liverpool should be going all out to try and win the league, because once you win it. Look at Man City. I know it's all about the money. You know, it's changed because of the money. But my Alexa's about to go off any minute. I can see its blue light come on. But Liverpool at the top. Then they drop down a bit. They'll be back. They're coming back up again. You know, and we've always been up and down as a club at Arsenal. You know, in and around that sort of area. We've never been consistent in the same way that Man United, Liverpool have. Man City are getting that now. You know, the petrol dollars have helped them with that, but it's the way football is. That's what happens. And I've sort of lost my way a bit, but I'm trying to bring about what I'm saying about fans and how they appreciate different things, I guess. But you know, for me, it's about. I've said before, it's not about. I'm always going to have favourite players that play for my team, or whatever, but I'm always going to support the team. I don't care who's in control. I don't really care who's a manager. Like I say, I'm going to have favourite players, but I don't care who's on the pitch. It's not about the players for me. It's about the team they play for. I found something when I found Arsenal. Something clicked inside me, and that was the team that I always wanted to follow. And I've had the opportunity to follow them, go to their games. I've got I've got my brick at the club, and I just think that some fans need to be brought back down, away from the social media level, and get back in and reconnect. There was a brilliant video I retweeted. It was a young Everton fan being taken to his first game, and he walks out, and I know the feeling. He walks out, and his dad's walking behind him, videoing him behind him, and the kid comes out through the stadium over the sort of the brow sort of thing, and he looks down the stairs. You can see the pitch, and he turns around, and his face just lights up. And as I said on my tweet, when I retweeted it, that's what the FA can't get. It's not about the money or the fame or the, you know, looking off into the distance and wanting to be Harry Kane, or, you know, wanting the personal glory or whatever. It's that moment that you can't take away. That was the spark that was in me. I saw that little boy turn around with his big beaming face when he saw the pitch and the lights and the people and everything like that. And that's what I got when I went to Arsenal, and that's what I connected with. And that's where this roundabout, waffly, weird video is going. You know, it's not about the results. It's about, I suppose it is about the results, obviously, but it's about what we can bring to the club as fans, as well as what the club can give to us. And that's why I think, for me, like I said at the beginning, before I started waffling, the Premier League is your bread and butter. If you win that, I think to be able to lord it over the rest of the Premier League supporters. I mean, look at the way Everton. Look at the way Leicester were when they won the title. You can't take that away from them. Jamie Vardy's got a Premier League medal, but so have every one of the fans that support that club. I mean, they don't get a physical medal, but they get to turn around and say, for that one season we were champions. We've done it. We've been there at the very top of the English game. We've done it. We've done it. And so that's why, going all the way back to the beginning, 15 minutes ago, that's why I think Spurs and Liverpool need to chuck European competition away. I think they need to be going for domestic competitions. I could understand them resting. This is what I'm trying to get. I can understand them resting for the FA Cup. I think they've got to prioritise the league, which is fine. I get that. I don't understand this devaluing it. The FA Cup, putting weaker teams out isn't devaluing it. Devaluing it is not playing in it, which is what Man United did. And so Liverpool paid a bit of a price for it today. Today it was today, losing 2-1 to Wolves. So maybe that's a good thing for them this season. Focus on the league. Now we focus at the moment on this video on the draw for the FA Cup. So the fourth round draw was made just after the game against between Liverpool and Wolves today. I won't go through it all. It's a big long draw, but Oldham were in there, Newport were in there. But obviously the two main ones that I caught my eye were Arsenal versus Man United and Spurs Palace. I'm not sure. I can't remember now if Spurs are at home, but that's going to be a tasty game because Palace are going to want it. They're going to want to go through. I've got a feeling that Roy would gladly go on a cup run at the expense of Spurs as well. I think he'd enjoy that. But I think everyone's going to be looking at the Man United Arsenal game. You know, the two most successful clubs in the FA Cup's history. Man United now on a bounce. Now that their disgraceful players got Jose Mourinho the sack, which I'm pleased about because I don't want Jose Mourinho back in the English game. I've gone over this numerous times on my channel. I don't think I need to go over that again. But what I don't like is the way that these players have bounced back and become suddenly the players that they always were. They were always there. Yes, the tactics might have held them back a bit, but they had. I can't see that as an excuse. You know, I remember Rio Ferdinand saying that, you know, well, when we played for England, we were just told to knock it long. Yeah, but do you know what? When you're out there on the pitch, you could ignore that. If you can see how the game's going, you go, oh, I'm not going to knock it long. I'm going to give it to my partner. I'm going to play it into midfield. If the managers don't like it, I'll take the Roykin at half time or whatever. But to just down tools, that does my head in. It's like Cesc Fabregas at the weekend crying as he came off the pitch versus Notts Forest. Why is he crying about leaving the English game? He did it before when he was at Arsenal. He was at Arsenal for longer than he was at Chelsea. I mean, all right, he won the championship with Chelsea, but he's not ever going to be known as a Chelsea legend. I don't believe. Maybe Chelsea fans out there will prove me wrong about that, but you know, he wasn't. I don't think he's ingrained in Chelsea in any real way. So that was a bit of a weird one for me, and he was one of the ones that turned on Mourinho there as well. He was one of the ones that was signed to down tools, if we believe what we're told. So he's a bit of a snake in the grass in that respect as well. So that was a bit weird for me. But anyway. Come back. Do you know, I don't know who Chelsea got in the draw. I'll have to check that out. But obviously, like I said, I've just been focused on the Arsenal one. So Arsenal, Man United, it's at the Emirates. I think this is a good chance for us to beat them. They're playing well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but they're not really been tested. I think these are games that Mourinho could have won himself as manager, probably not with so many goals, but I reckon he would have got through this period. So I think he's got a little bit lucky there, Ole. But he's from what I've heard, he's become a bit of a breath of fresh air. You know, he's turned the club upside down a bit. You know, he's going in and talking to the youngsters and stuff. So good on him for that. I think we've got to play a full strength side against United. You can't be going out at home in the fourth round. I think we've got to go all in on this one. I'd like another. I think another visit to Wembley to win an FA Cup and a fifth place in the league. If your first season in charge as a manager, I think that would be good for Unai. I don't see that. I think that'd be a good season. You know, I don't think we're going to get anyone in this window. There's links to Denis Suarez. Man United are obviously not going to bring anyone in because they're not going to know who their manager is. I think if Ole does well, then they might give it to him. I think what they're actually doing is just waiting until the manager they want is free. You know, they'll go in the summer. But in the same way that with Arsenal, you know, everyone knows in this transfer window we're probably looking at defenders or maybe a winger. It's going to bump that price up even more. You know, the January transfer, so summer transfer window here, January transfer window there. When Arsenal are looking, it's going to come up there. 'Cause I know we're desperate, right? It's the same thing for me with United. You know, as a manager, they're going to be whoever's going in now as a manager is looking at them going, well, you need me more than I need you now. Man United can still command who they want to get in, but it's a different scenario now because it's almost like they're like, we're desperate for you, we want you, we need you to come in and turn our club around. And yeah you do, and it's going to cost you, as David Brent would say. It's going to cost you big because he'll make mistakes, and then you'll come calling to me and I'm going to say how much you got, because it's going to cost you, and that's what's going to happen for me. So they're not going to. I don't think United will trust Solskjaer in the transfer window this window in January. I don't think Unai is going to get any money to spend either. I think it's going to be a summer transfer window. So he's only really had one transfer window, Unai. But I think he will invest wisely in the summer. We're going to lose Aaron Ramsey. Obviously, he'll go in the summer. Which means we've got to buy two players. We've got to replace him and find a substitute for him, if you like. Someone to fight for his place. Of course, he could have someone already in mind or in the youth team ready to step up. Maybe he's thinking Joe Willock might be the boy. But there we go. This is it really. It's just been a rambling sort of overview of football and what is thrown up over the Christmas period and the FA Cup games. Sorry if it's a bit of a weird one. Normal service will resume, but it just felt like a weird period. So I just wanted to get a couple of bits off my chest. Thanks again for listening. Please remember to click like, subscribe, tap the bell so you get notified when I chuck my videos up. I will be putting them on fanvibe.com again, like I say. Love to listen to any comments you put down. I will read them. I have replied to other comments that have come on. But keep being football supporters. Support who you do. Do it properly. Let's just enjoy it as what it is. It's a passionate game. Let's not get silly and crazy about it. Let's not start throwing up stupid statements like Joe Willock isn't good enough for the Arsenal first team. I'm still fuming about it. I'm trying not to talk about it. Silly, stupid things like that. But anyway, like I say, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being fans. And enjoy your week until we meet again.